guys, welcome back to another Twin Flame Energy Daily Check-in. Lots of noise happening today, lots of things going on. So don't mind that. If you hear the dishwasher, if you hear people mowing their lawns, it's a beautiful day today in Australia and it's not too cold. So, all right, let's get to it. So let's see what's going on. I will do a DM to DF reading after this one. But let's see what's going on for the Divine Feminines today. We're going to be using the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck, if you're wondering. Don't forget to like this video. It really helps me out. It takes 2 seconds. And subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram too. There's 2 giveaways going on at the moment, so please make sure you go and check that out. Check out both posts. My Instagram is just Hecate's Moon Tarot, just the same as my username on YouTube. But you can find the link to my Instagram in the description box. And if you would like to grab a personal reading from me, you can do so by heading to the link in the bio. In the bio? Gosh, I'm used to talking on TikTok. In the description box, which is just my website, which is just hecatesmoontarot.com. All right, so thank you, Divine Creator. Let's tune in. Let's take a second to tune into the Divine Feminine energies for today. See what's going on, see what's happening. Alright, thank you, Divine Creator. Alright, let's see what's going on for the Divine Feminines today. Knight of Swords. Yeah, Ace of Wands. So the Divine Feminines are taking swift action. They are jumping on, I'm hearing some of them are jumping on trends. Some of them are jumping on new opportunities, new ideas that come through, but they're very quick to act. They're not wasting any time today, which is a good thing. The universe is offering them an olive branch and they're taking it. So if you guys haven't yet had an opportunity, you can, depending on when you're seeing this, right? Because it's daytime here, it's 1 p.m. here, the 8th of June. But you guys are really just taking action towards things that feel good, things that feel right. You're forgiving yourself in the process, right? 3 of Swords reversed is like self-forgiveness. Getting sorted, getting organized. This makes me think of like getting organized, getting shit done. No longer feeling blocked. Divine Feminines are no longer feeling blocked. They feel as though the gates are open for them to access their abundance and new opportunities. Death card, yeah, I was just about to say, some of them are seeing a lot of changes. Little changes. They're seeing a lot of little changes in their life. I feel like they've already undergone this excuse me. Okay, purging. Yeah, I feel like a lot of them are undergone. I'm stuffy for some reason. I wasn't before filming this. So, and I've just gotten cold all of a sudden. So Divine Feminines, yeah, the change and the transformation has already sort of happened, per se, I guess you could say. It's already happened or it's happening, and you guys are sort of like watching it happen in real time. If that makes sense. Let's keep digging. It's you and me. my head because it's trending everywhere. All right, what else is going on for the Divine Feminines today? Let's see more about this. Ooh. King of Cups. Divine Feminines, you might be feeling today like you've got a handle on your emotions, you've got a handle on things, like things are running smoothly, you know where you stand emotionally with everything in your life. Ooh. Seven of Swords, yeah. You're no longer lying to yourself about the way that you feel about certain things. And I'm not getting that this is directly like with love at all. I feel like this could be, but it could be other things too. It's not specific, is what I'm getting at. Four of Swords. Yeah, okay, so it's like you've allowed yourself to, you've allowed yourself to feel the feelings that you want to feel. So when it comes to your manifestations, Divine Feminines, you guys have been spending some time feeling the feeling of it being delivered, feeling the feeling of it being done. If that makes sense. And this is actually what's bringing in this new fresh energy, this new wave of energy. Every time you have that like, oh, I wish I could do this, right? Replace that thought or that feeling, that sinking feeling you get of realizing you can't just go and spend your money or something like that, right? Replace that feeling straight away. Catch yourself in that and replace that with envisioning the feeling of being able to do that. Instead of entertaining the feeling of not being able to do that, entertain the feeling of being able to do that. Yes. Why? Because it brings in your wishes. It brings in your manifestations. And it brings you into union with not only your divine counterpart, right, your divine masculine, but with yourself. This is the unification. This is a unification process. You're reaching unification today, Divine Feminines and Divine Masculines. But yeah, so that's your homework for today. Every time that you feel that, oh, like I wish I could do that, or I wish I could see my Divine Masculine, or I wish my Divine Masculine would message me, or I wish I could buy a new TV because my TV is just cocked itself today. I wish I could buy a new lounge. I wish I could buy a new TV. My Divine Masculine desperately wants a new fridge and a new dryer. Envision yourself going and buying that. Envision yourself being like the moments of going to buy that car, getting in your car, trading in your old car and driving home with your new car. Envision the bow, the red bow. Envision whoever you're with taking a photo of you with that new car. Envision yourself going on a shopping spree. Envision yourself seeing something on TV or YouTube that you really want to buy and that spark, oh, I want that. And going onto the website and just buying it and putting it through. Like, oh my God, I can't wait for my new couch to arrive, or I can't wait for that new shirt to come. Oh my God, I just bought all new makeup. I'm so excited. Can't wait to wear it. Can't wait to book that holiday. Every time you feel that you get that urge of like, oh, I really want to do that. Okay. Just entertain the thought, entertain the visualization or the feeling, right? It's the feeling of it like that. For example, I did it last night for about 30 to 40 minutes. I envisioned and I wrote down all of the things like, great things can happen for me overnight. And I wrote down what that would look like. All of the things, and it was so much, like literally in my notes, I wrote down and it was so much. Where is it? Right? All of the things, and this is all the things that are in my new life that I'm calling in, that I'm shifting into. And I envisioned and I imagined and I felt the feeling of having that thing, how I would feel going and buying that stuff, how I would feel being able to pay my rent in full for the rest of the year. With the feeling of emailing my real estate and be like, hey guys, I want to pay the rest of the rent for the year. Is that cool? Or, however you go about that. And the feeling of, oh, it's done. And the look on my Divine Masculine's face when I tell him, babe, don't bother paying rent this week because I've just paid it for the whole year, for the rest of this year. And the relief on his face, that excites me. That brings tears to my eyes. ended up having tears all last night when I was doing it. So every time you get that sinking feeling, quickly replace it with what you want to feel instead, what you will feel once you do that. These popped out: the Star, Strength, and the Three of Cups. This is the alignment. This is the, okay, well, that thought, that sinking feeling and that thought can exist of not being able to have that, or the realization that you don't, and the realization that you can't just go and drop a couple $1,000s on, you know, drop $20,000 for the rent for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year, or drop a, you know, 30 grand on all new furniture. But it's possible. Whatever it is that you're wanting, it's possible. So every time you get that feeling of, oh my God, I don't have that, or oh, that sucks, I wish I could do that, change the I wish to the how can I put that in an easy to grasp way? Yeah, change the notion of I wish to what if. What if I woke up tomorrow and I had a bunch of people wanting to work with me, sponsorships, partnerships, collaborations, and next week I could just go and do all that. That's just the life I was living. What if? Celebrate the wish, because the reason because when you have that wish, it means that it's possible for you. It wants to come in. It wants you just as much as you want it. It wants to come in. It wants to happen. A new beginning that is emotionally fulfilling for you. It wants to happen. It wants to come in. So the only thing you have to do is change it's to catch yourself in the moment. And if that's difficult, set an intention. Ask your spirit guides to bring it to your attention, to catch yourself in the moment of thinking that depressing thought of, oh, I wish I could do that, or I want to do that. And to being to change that and to focus on, oh my gosh, how would it feel if I could do that? What if I could do that? Oh my God, how exciting. Because that brings excitement instead of dread. I'm not going to take all those, that's literally too many. So Divine Feminines, that's what's going on for you today. And I feel like you're, with the Knight of Swords there, you're intellectually, you're aware of your intellect, you're aware of your thoughts. You're no longer entertaining the lack. And, you know, to be honest, I didn't even realize that I was doing that. I didn't even realize that that was what I was doing until just having this conversation with you guys here. Until saying, you know, I didn't know that whenever I felt that, my stomach drop, because I realized I can't just go and buy what I want. Or I can't just go and, you know, I've got rent to pay this week and I don't know how I'm going to pay it. I didn't realize that dread that I was feeling was me entertaining the lack of it being here. But now I do. And maybe that was the case for some of you guys too. So every time you feel that dread, that disappointment, your stomach drop and that disappointment and that sadness, use that as your cue to manifest. Use that as your cue to entertain the what if. Because that is what you're achieving today. That is what you have, that's what you're accomplishing today, Divine Feminines. Beautiful. Just keep doing that every time it comes up. So it's clear that this group of Divine Feminines within this collective are working on their abundance mindset and are working on calling in their abundance, whatever that is for them. Four of Cups, yeah. You're recognizing today, you're recognizing the opportunity, the Ace of Cups, right? You're recognizing that opportunity, or realizing, you're like, oh, that's where that is. That's what that is. That's the thing that that was the disconnect, right? Because for a lot of you, we've been working on our abundance mindset for a long time, for like 3 months, right? 3 months we've been working on this. And if, like me, you just only realized that disconnect, why isn't it? What is it that I'm missing? You knew that you were missing something. You weren't aware of something. Obviously, it wasn't showing up. So obviously there was something that had not gone wrong, but you just weren't aware of in the manifestation process, right? And for a lot of you, like me, it was that disappointment. Because I just thought that was just part of the process. But really, I'm like, oh wait, that makes sense. I'm entertaining, I'm recognizing, and I'm identifying with that disappointment. So when I notice that disappointment or that sadness, I'm going to choose to replace it straight after with something better, which is that feeling of, oh my God, I'm going to be able to pay my rent in full for the rest of the year soon. I'm going to be able to take George and surprise him and go, today we're going to buy a new bed. Let's go to all the mattresses. Let's try all the mattresses. Let's take our time. Let's have a nice day. Let's go for a road trip. Let's go to IKEA. Let's go to, let's buy all new furniture, because we've got a lot of secondhand furniture in here. And our TV. Here's another thing too. When things start to go wrong, don't take that as a sign to worry. Well, so for example, a great example, last night, our TV started to go funny. We have like a Google TV, and George's PlayStation 5, the display started to go funny. And we played with the settings and it was still weird. So I changed the HDMI ports and the PlayStation was fine. I was like, okay, well, HDMI 1 is still stuffing up, but HDMI 2 is fine. So this morning I put Google, I didn't know we had a HDMI port 3. So I put the Google TV in the HDMI 3 port, thinking that, maybe it's just the HDMI 1 port that's just like shit itself or something. It's still doing it. It's still doing it. So I'll be interested to see if the PlayStation, today when George gets home, is doing it too now in that new port. So that, instead of, at first I freaked out a bit. I was like, oh my God, this is so annoying now. I can't even watch YouTube or anything, can't stream, can't watch nothing on the TV because of the display is just literally ruined. And so now I'm deciding, I instantly was like, you know what? No, that's a sign. That's a sign that we need a new TV and we're going to be able to buy a new TV, just like that. So that's a sign. Instead of, oh my God, is it just another expense? No, it's a sign that I'm going to be able to buy a new TV. Ace of Swords. Celebration. It's a sign. Take all the perceived, like, it's all about perspective. Change your perspective. Instead of going, oh my God, go. No, you know what? That's a sign that things are starting to change. Out with the old, in with the new. Right? Because in that new reality, I have a better TV than that. So that's a sign. Yeah, this is like the old way of thinking is dying. It's dead. It's gone. It's you're removing that, which is you're allowing room for your new blessings and your new abundance to come in. You're cultivating this new. You're cultivating a new. Because here's the thing, with a new life, with a new, whatever it is you're trying to change, right? It's new, meaning it doesn't fit into this particular reality. It means you need to shift into that one. So it's new, which means that you need to change with it. You need to change in order to fit into that time zone, I nearly said, into that reality. So into that reality where you have that thing, where you are that person, where you have all of these things. It's different than this one. It's a different version of you. So you need to become a different version of you. Still you, but a different one, an upgraded one. This is why your perception needs to upgrade. The old way of doing things needs to go. Is there any more for the Divine Feminines? Actually, no. We're going to take Wisdom of the Oracle cards. All right, what messages do we have in regards to this reading and this message? Okay, music, poetry, myth, history, the enchantment of storytelling. This is manifestation. Let me read it. The Bard. I wonder if I was a bard in a past life. This card represents music, storytelling, the passing of truths, myths, and legends from generation to generation through spoken word or song. The information that I'm giving you is manifestation techniques. And for a lot of us, this perception or this truth that we are rewriting, that we are relearning, that we are redefining, is one that has been passed on from generations. It's ancestral, right? And I was watching Mary Jo from Soulful Revolution TV in a video she posted a couple of days ago, where she was saying that a lot of what we're shedding and a lot of the ideals and understanding that we have of manifestation and not even manifestation, but of the way life is and just dealing with what we've got, and we can't have those nice things, not wanting too much, is from our ancestors that, you know, struggled in the Great Depression. That's what's being removed. In ancient Avalon, the traditions and stories of the people were gathered on leaves, that served as letters in a living alphabet and were tended in vast, long houses. Here the druids and priestesses came to read and weave the stories of magic and the sacred relationship to the god, goddess, and the mystery. Those schooled in the art of music and storytelling were given the task of informing their world and keeping the stories of their culture alive. They were given the name of bard. When the bard appears, you're asked to seek answers in your personal history. Go back into your own story and find the threads of the patterns in your reality. This is literally what I was talking about. And trace their length to the present. Where does this sort of like stem from, right? What is it that you need to change? Where is it? Oh, this means disappointment. This means this. This means negative, right? Change that disappointment. Oh, I can't have that. Oh, I don't have that. Where in your life were you taught, or did you pick up a belief that you can't have what you want, and because you don't have it means that you won't have it? Where's that belief? Perhaps you'll be surprised by how much of your past or that of your ancestors still weaves its influence on you today. I know for sure that story is definitely true with my mom, and I'm going to share it with you because yesterday I had a breakthrough. And I said to my mom, I said, I know you used to say no what ifs to us as kids, but what if our dreams come true? What if? She goes, your dreams can come true. That's one thing I encourage you to do, was dream big, except you daydreamed through school a lot, lol, which was true. Then here we go. The next thing she says, my dreams will never come true, unfortunately. Nothing can okay. But that's okay, darling. There are many dreams. You just make sure you always follow them. Do that for me. Like, that is such a, and I know that has trickled down to me, and that is ingrained in my DNA, and I'm removing that now. I'm getting rid of that because, sorry, Mom. I refuse to live a life of regret and live a life, and that's her journey. That's her lesson, and that's what her soul has chosen to experience in this life. Mine isn't. Mine, I am here to experience abundance. I am here to experience wealth. I am here to experience joy, and I'm here to experience a life of excitement and ease and joy through the things that I do, through the knowledge that I have. And I'm removing all of that ancestral gunk that has been cultivated through the years and brought onto me. No, I don't want it. Sorry. It's time to dig a little to find the clarity you need. Don't be afraid to learn the patterns of history. The only way to honor them or change them is to know them. Perhaps it's time to listen to music and allow yourself to be carried into the land of memory and listen for its messages as the strings of your soul are strummed by the hand of the divine. Remember that the bard appears to help you stay in tune with all that is. You are music, and your story is sung in the heavens. Some of you are musicians and you share that dream with me. But let's get another one. The Merlin, alchemy, justice, and balance. Let's read that one. This is sort of like the magician. The Merlin is the messenger of initiation and alchemy and is both the magician and the high priest. He is a masculine keeper of magic and has the ability to turn iron ore into gold. The Merlin says, you have all you need to move forward. Rejoice that all the elements you require for success are indeed present. You are given notice that when it comes to your life and its purpose, the magical aspect of the Merlin can be summoned to help you find an answer that is within you. When the Merlin appears, he tells you that justice will be done in all matters of your query, but not by any forceful action. Instead, ask yourself what you need to do to bring balance into your life. Are you working too hard? Perhaps overthinking things? Do you have enough downtime? The answers you seek are not found in obvious places. It's time to go within, through meditation and prayer, and ask the spirit world of the Merlin's magical influence to send you signs and omens to help you chart your course. The Merlin says that he will lend you his wisdom and magic on this leg of your journey until you can claim it as your own. His message is always, be in the world but not of it, and wear it only as a loose cloak about your shoulders. You will never have to look outside yourself for answers when the Merlin appears. Remember, all signs and omens sent by the Merlin are but reflections of that which is within you already. So for example, my TV. If I wasn't supposed to be getting a new TV soon, that TV wouldn't have broken. Why? Because that TV, it's not old. We got it a year ago. We would never have gotten a new TV if the TV wasn't broken. The TV would never have broken if we weren't about to get a new TV. See what I mean? It's all about the way in which you decide to look at it. Beautiful. All right, Divine Feminines, let's take a look at the Divine Masculines for today. Sorry, I know we went on a bit of a tangent there, but it's important messages. Important messages indeed. Okay. I need to stretch my leg for a second. Beautiful. All right, we're going to use the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot for the Divine Masculines. Thank you, Divine Creator. Tune me in with my Divine Masculine today, please. What's going on for the Divine Masculine Collective? This Divine Masculine Collective. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Oh, I love that. Okay, so first two cards out. We've got the Knight of Swords, which is what the Divine Feminine's got. This is amazing. Knight of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So what do we get? We get the Knight of Swords and what? Oh, God. Goodness me, I cannot remember. Oh, Knight of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So the Divine Masculines are, they're being assertive too, but when it comes to working with other people. So they could be working with the energies of the Divine Feminine. So this is collaboration, okay? So they're being assertive there. I feel like this is on a subconscious level. I don't think they realize it, but they are actively cooperating and collaborating with the Divine Feminine energy, which is allowing all of this to happen. Queen of Cups, absolutely. So they're very tuned in with the Divine Feminine's heart space, or yeah, they're just tuned in with the Divine Feminines, which is they are naturally which way is that going that way? They're naturally. It's interesting because they're being. It's like what Spirit's telling me is like they're just naturally moving in sync with the Divine Feminine. So whatever the Divine Feminines do energetically, the Divine Masculines do support that, or they back that, energetically speaking. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. It's like supporting. Yeah, okay, Knight of Cups. So some of them might be offering the Divine Feminines something. Yeah, the Lovers. For sure, they're coming in and they're offering something. What are they offering? Whatever it is they're offering, though, is in collaboration with whatever it is that you're doing, Divine Feminine. So somehow, whatever it is they're offering, it helps. It helps your manifestation. It helps you manifest. It helps you. It's like extra energy. Pulling energy together is what I'm hearing. So they might be bringing something to fruition for you today. What is it? Or they may be making a wish of yours come true. Those of you who are waiting to for a romantic offer from their Divine Masculines, that's definitely coming true today. But they're loaning you their energy. Not loaning, they're doing it. They're giving you their energy. They're working. How can I put that? It's like both of you are energetically manifesting the same things. And I feel like this is happening on a energetic level for the Divine Masculine. So there's supercharged 5G energy, supercharged 5D energy that is supporting your manifestations at this time, Divine Feminine. Because what you want, your Divine Masculine wants, right? Because we are one. Yeah, this is happening on a subconscious level. This is happening on a subconscious level for the Divine Masculines. So, yeah, they're not aware of it. What's that Seven of Swords? King of Pentacles. This is like the energy I'm getting from that, and I could be wrong. I'm not 100% certain. The energy I'm getting from that Seven of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. It's like they're wanting to provide, or they're being able to provide. They're no longer wanting to do it on their own. Like they're no longer doing things separately. The Tower, it comes quite unexpectedly, but they're no longer keeping things separate. This is part of your abundance, Divine Feminine. You've somehow manifested this. You've manifested. Yeah, things aren't going to be separate. You guys are joining forces. Yeah, you guys are joining forces somehow. King of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Because you've allowed yourself to open up to this possibility. The Divine Masculines are naturally situating themselves as your partner in this manifestation. So they're providing for you in some kind of way. Yeah, look at this. Two of Cups. You guys, it's like, this is an interesting thing. So this could look like, for example, the first thing that's coming to mind for me, right, with this Divine Masculine energy is something to do with my Divine Masculine just contributing to for the both of us. Like, I'll get rent this week, don't worry about it. Something like that. Or it's there's no more keeping score. There's no more let's go halves in this, let's go halves in that. It's like, let me provide for you. I'm the one that's earning the most money right now. So let me take care of this. And the reason this is happening, that is an uncomfortable feeling for me. That's very uncomfortable because it's like, I feel like I'm not contributing. However, if $1 million dropped in my lap tomorrow, I would be the first one to be like, I've got $1 million here. I'm going to pay rent for the rest of the year. Like, you don't need to give me half of that. You don't need to pay me back. Like, don't be stupid. So how come this is the disconnect? And this is where I think this is going to be part of your abundance. Not saying that that exact scenario is happening, Divine Feminines. Something similar to that. Like, it could be, you know, your Divine Masculine going, come and move in with me. And you're like, oh, I couldn't possibly. Well, why? Because I have kids. You and kids. Come and move in with me. Don't bother paying rent. Don't bother trying to get a place to pay rent. Something like that. Let me buy you a car. Something like that. Whoever has, and it would be the same thing, right? Because if it was you that was in a position to do that, you would just naturally, right? Those who I'm speaking to. If that's not resonating for you, then this isn't your reading. But yeah, okay. It's like, what's the difference? Why can't? And this is something that the Divine Feminines are having to work through as well. But this is growth and evolution. This is something from childhood. There's like an expectation that the Divine Feminines have put on themselves when it comes to this idea, but they're going to be forced into, you need to let it happen, Divine Feminine. So if your Divine Masculine comes to you within this, like today or this week, and goes, this is part of the change. If you want to live that life, that's what's in that life. You both share, you both give what you have, and whoever has more gives more. If you don't have a problem with it, your masculine doesn't have a problem with it. So why would you have a problem thinking that your masculine has a problem with it if you wouldn't have a problem with it? And if you would expect your masculine to let you take care of things, if you have the money, when you have the money, or when you have the means, why can't you let yourself be taken care of? Ooh. This comes from, again, the mother stuff. This comes from, and this comes from the Divine Masculine's mother issues too, right? I can definitely see how my Divine Masculine's mother has this same mentality that my mother does. You know, don't rely on a man. It's that whole don't rely on a man for your money. And you shouldn't. And that's not what this is. But it's like, we, especially in twin flame connections, divine counterpart connections, where there isn't this, it's a whole different ballpark. So it's not a karmic relationship. In a karmic relationship, hell yeah, have your own. But in a divine counterpart relationship, and this is a core thing, this is something that has to be released. In a divine partnership, they are you. So what they do for you, you do for them. There's not an imbalance. There's none of this, you know, you can have your own, but make sure it's only because you want to have your own, right? Like me, I want to have my own money so that I don't have to, you know, rely on someone else. Like, I want to have my own money so that I can spend it as I please, so that I can take care of us. That's like a thing. Like, I want to be able to take care of us. I want to be taken care of. I want us both to be taken care of. So why can't right now you allow your masculine to take care of you? And it doesn't have to be financially, it could be emotionally, right? For a lot of you who aren't quite there yet, this is going to be talking about emotionally, allowing your masculine to be there for you emotionally. And that's why it hasn't. Six of Pentacles. If you're so ready to give, giving is easy for you, but receiving is hard. Oh, and this is why, Empress, this is allowing you to be the Divine Feminine. This is allowing them to be the Divine Masculine. This is allowing you to receive in any means that it comes, so that you can call in what it is that you want, so that your manifestations can come through. Absolutely. This is the next chapter. This is the progress that's happening. And this is how the Divine Masculines are. They're taking action today. They're being very assertive with this. The Magician. This is so that your manifestations can come through. This is, and I sort of knew this was coming for me for quite a while. They will come in as soon as you stop fighting it. Stop fighting the idea, right? It's like the idea is only okay if I have money. It only feels uncomfortable if we're both earning the same. I wouldn't care if he goes, oh, let me just get rent for the next 6 months and then you can get it for the next 6 months. I'd be like, cool. But if he became a millionaire tomorrow, that would make me feel very uncomfortable, because that's separate, the lens of separation. Whereas you are just as abundant as your divine masculine, and your divine masculine is just as abundant as you. So in order for you to, things have to level up, things have to match up, things have to be balanced. So if your masculine wants to give, you need to be able to receive. And don't feel bad about it, because you know that you're going to be able to do the same. It's not going to be unbalanced. A lot of you have been in an unbalanced relationship before, where you were doing all the giving. You were very much, interesting. I spent 6 years in my masculine energy. 6 years in a relationship in my masculine energy. My karmic catalyst ex-partner didn't want to work, didn't have a job, was very much in his feminine energy of wanting to just, but he was very just unmotivated. But that was the lesson, right? That was the lesson. He's not like that anymore. He's a father and he has his own business. So it's like, definitely has, that relationship had served its purpose. But being in your masculine energy for that long, it's a hard one. It's hard to, I'm very much more masculine than I am feminine, energetically wise. I have a Capricorn stellium in the 6th house. My Mars is in Capricorn, so I'm like, let's go, let's do this, let's take action. I don't have a problem with taking action and getting things done. What I do struggle with, or what I have struggled with, is allowing myself to be taken care of. Like, I love the idea of not having to work and the husband just having a business and own it and, you know, bringing in the money. But would I actually be able to do that? That would make me very uncomfortable. And that's something that I need to work through and allow myself to be taken care of. Even if it's only for a week, even if it's only like, don't worry, next week, you know, if you don't have money this week, you can buy the groceries next week or something like that. It's the contribution that's the issue, I think. And the masculines are trying to show the feminines that it's not unbalanced. They know that you're not taking advantage. They know you're not taking advantage of them. They're doing this. They're doing this because they want to, because they feel a calling. This is their lesson. They feel a calling to provide, right? The natural masculine energy wants to provide. Absolutely. Is there anything else, Spirit, or should we move on to the Oracle? Yeah, Strength and the Devil. Strength is the only card in the tarot that overcomes the devil. So this is talking about overcoming that fear. This is giving you the opportunity to overcome that fear. You're aware of it now, Divine Feminine. And this is what the Divine Masculine is going to be doing. This is a heads up. Divine Masculines are going to be providing. Yeah, look at this, giving you an opportunity to have success. This is how you have success, by allowing yourself to be provided and taken care of. Why? Because then you can allow yourself to take care of and provide for yourself. It's a backwards way of doing it, but based on your past experiences, Divine Feminines, that's the lesson that you have to learn, or that's the way that it has to be going about it. All right, to finish up, let us get some Oracle cards on Divine Masculines for today. thing. Divine feminines who have a calling to own a business or do this, your masculine needs to provide for you so that you can worry about building your business, building your purpose, working towards your purpose. Put it that way. This gives you the opportunity to focus on what it is that you're wanting to build and create and have. That's just what you do. If, you know, that's just what you do. If you got into, you know, if your divine masculine, right, you're in a relationship with your divine masculine or your husband or whatever, your divine counterpart got into a really bad accident and could never work again and was just living off disability, you would be the one to step up. That's what you do. Omens and messages. Okay, so there's some sort of omens here. Forgiveness. Communication. There's lots of communication where forgiveness is going to be had. Divine feminines are going to be forgiving your masculines. I feel like your masculines are going to be seeking forgiveness in some kind of way. If you haven't heard from your masculine in a long time, I feel like the energy has been very dense for them. There's a lot of self-forgiveness here too, divine feminines and divine masculines. You're going to be forgiving the self. The Earth Fairy, physical health, grounding, foundations, and the Novice, innocence, beginner. The foundation, there's foundations being set here. Both divine feminine and divine masculine are doing something that feels new to them. They're approaching it with curiosity and they're approaching it with sincerity and unconditional love. So no matter how dense this gets, right? No matter how uncomfortable it may feel, you know this is something that you've got to sort of get used to. It doesn't always have to be the norm, but know that it's being done with unconditional love. Walk into this new opportunity, this new way of things being done between the two of you, and know that it is being done with and through unconditional love. Let's get one more. The King. Man, authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to the law and justice. Let me read that. The King appears to represent the powers of justice, authority, the law, and male sexual energy. When the King appears on your path, it's time to put your house in order, complete any unsolved legal issues, and deal with issues related to fairness. The King always lets you know that something significant is yours to experience and learn from. The King requires you to take inventory of anything left undone and do it. Pay bills, settle arguments, make amends, and act with authority, as all these actions abolish weakness and restore power. You're also reminded that the King is regarded in highest esteem and within his natural authority, he acts with intelligence and strategy. Think and analyze, and the King will bestow great gifts on you. There is another meaning when the King appears on your path. If you're inquiring about a man and your relationship to him, the King stands to represent him, which will bode well or not so well, depending on which other cards flank him. Pay attention, for this King reminds you to take affirmative action in your life. Well, we both got the Knight of Swords, so let's get one more. Let's clarify the King, because this feels like the Divine Masculine having a message for us. This will lead into the DM to DF reading, which I will do separately. But let's see what the King card here, what does the Divine Masculine want to say? Okay. The Lady of the Lake, absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. You know what this feels like? This feels like the Divine Masculine. Remember how I said, I give you permission to let go of all those burdens of you having to take care of everyone, and you having to be everything for everyone because you have the talent, you have the skill, you have the means. I feel like this is the masculine saying, I absolve you of that responsibility. Let me take it on. It's my turn to take that on. They're bringing me back to the baton, the relay race, the baton. This is the masculine saying, give me the baton now. It's my turn. I need to know what it's like to do this. This is my role. The Lady of the Lake represents the highest order of respect for yourself and the manner in which you operate within the world around you. She's the harsher element of truth, where denial is swept away by a tidal wave of events. So the Divine Masculines are no more in denial about this calling to provide. It gives them a sense of responsibility. In the ancient legend they're giving me a little bit personal, but they're giving me how, so my Divine Masculine's mum, my Divine Masculine grew up with a single mother. She's, as far as I know, never really had anyone to take care of her and him. So she has been in her masculine energy for 23 years, 23, 24 years and counting. So this is something that my masculine has been provided for. He grew up I guess in a way that I did as well, but different. He grew up not needing to take care of others, whereas I grew up, because, and this is just explaining how the dynamics are playing out, so I hope you can grasp what I'm saying, because you might find similar dynamics within your connection. I very much had to step into my father's role when he left. I was parentified by my mother to look after my little sister. My grandmother was dying at home with us, all whilst my dad had left. All in that same time, my mum had to go and get like 3 jobs she was put on her ass, and she was like, I need to get more jobs because I've got 2 kids and my dying mother to look after. Masculine energy, boom. She's been in that masculine energy ever since, and it's made her very bitter and very jaded. But that's another story. I was sort of put into that role. It might have just been the natural progression of things, but I very much had to stand up into that role at 9 years old of being the king, of being the father, of having all of this responsibility. And I've carried that with me to today. If my sister came to me tomorrow, I would drop absolutely everything, like she was my child. George came home from work today and said, babe, I've quit my job. I can't do it anymore. I would go, all right, I'm gonna go get a job. I'm going to support us. And that's really what I did in my relationship, my past relationship, where I was in that masculine energy. I was always the one having the jobs. He never wanted to work. I was always working. I got my first full-time job at 19 and saved $6,000 and took out half of it to buy him a car because he wanted it. So I've always been in that energy, whereas George has always been my divine masculine. He's always been taken care of. His mum stood in that. His mum very well handled both roles so that he didn't have to. He had to take responsibility emotionally, but physically he didn't really ever have to provide. He only had to provide emotional support, feminine energy. So now this is really the turning point where things are changing. And this is the masculine saying to the divine feminine, I absolve you of your responsibility of providing. It's always been put on me, Kim, you're the one with the talent. You're the one that has the means. If anyone is going to get famous in this family, it's you. You need to be the one to look after us. You need to retire us all. My mom would often say that to me. You need to be the one to look after us. You need to be the one to retire us. Set us all free. Give us all opportunity. That has been on my back for over 20 years. And I feel like the masculine is now, and I feel like for those of you who are resonating and those of you who are part of this collective, Divine Feminines, you share a similar story or you share a similar energy. You've been, in the same way. The masculine is coming to set you free of that, because now it's time for you to switch. In the ancient legend of Avalon, the Lady of the Lake presented Merlin with the Sword of Truth, which had been claimed by Arthur, who became High King of Britain. The magic that welded this metal was fired by the will of the god and goddess. Consequently, when the Lady of the Lake appears, she demands nothing short of total truth and integrity. She asks you to be mindful of all the signs, signals, and omens that present themselves to you. This is not the time to second guess. If a signal appears, be sure that a challenge has been presented. Moving forward without acknowledgement of the challenge will result in unnecessary difficulties, right? We're aware of the challenge. The challenge is to sink into the divine feminine and allow, we're going to give that baton to our divine masculines. You know what? Yes, I let you do that. If the signal is to move, she pushes you to act. Do so, for a victory is imminent. Regardless of your question, the message is to take care when the Lady of the Lake appears, as serious business is at stake. The Lady reminds you of your personal responsibility in shaping your reality and its consequences. Seek the sword of truth within yourself and great success will be yours. Have courage, for when the Lady appears, the strength of Avalon is behind you in support of your quest for wholeness and abundance. Seek the sword of truth within yourself and great success will be yours. Have courage, for when the Lady appears, the strength of Avalon is behind you in support of your quest for wholeness and abundance. So let's see, on the conscious, are the masculines conscious of, are they consciously aware of them shifting into this role of providing? Because just know, it's just as comfortable for your masculine as it is for you. Focus. One more for focus. Okay. Nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving, knowledge and healing. So let's read focus. It is time to draw your energies inward. Let go of all things that are, I always this word, superfluous and unnecessary at this time. Focus your attention on the job ahead. Do what is in front of you, no matter how small the task. Clear focus is required. Be mindful to stay in the present. Avoid looking back or too far forward, for it is only in staying in the true present, the now, that the power residing in this sacred journey marker can be used for the benefit of all. Your path is marked with the need to regroup and remind yourself of your goal. Then stay in the present time and do what is directly in front of you. Only one small focused step at a time will place you at your destination. And then the cow. The cow says, take my milk, I can always feed you. I'll eat the grass of the goddess, and in turn pass good fortune on to you. Nourishment is never ending when I appear on your path. Don't forget to till the soil so that grass may grow. Abundance is made manifest out of a universal system. Do your part and I will do mine with joy. Ask and you'll receive all the blessings I have to offer. That sounds like it's the masculines saying that to the feminines. That's beautiful. The cow reminds you that there is no shortage of blessings in the world. Ask to partake in infinite abundance and you will indeed get exactly what you need. And 23. The serpent's message is one of healing and of gaining knowledge. Whatever situation you're in right now is meant for this purpose. The serpent also reminds you that knowledge is important. Perhaps it's time for you to read a book or take a class in order to gain more understanding of your inquiry. Or you may need to ask questions of others who know and can help you. Ask the serpent and you will be guided to the right answer easily and effortlessly. The serpent heralds success if you follow this goal, his signal. The serpent also lets you know that you may be suffering because there are aspects of yourself that are worried, wounded, and still need tending. Now is the time for this. Perhaps you need to rest, meditate, and allow the knowledge to come to consciousness. Or maybe you just need to sleep more. Another aspect of serpent energy is that each time you experience a healing or learn new things, you may need to shed your skin to adopt a new one. But don't worry, the serpent says that it's a necessary and beautiful thing. So with that, I just want to ask to end this reading. I know it's been a long one. Thank you to those who are still watching. There's a lot of beneficial information. My nose is getting blocked. Can you hear that? I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of beneficial information here. I just want to ask, what is something that the Divine Feminines can do today to allow the masculines to provide? What is something we can do that helps us feel comfortable with that for those who aren't? Let go. Queen of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. So this is about the confidence about being provided for. So you could affirm to yourself, you know, whatever it is, in whichever way that you are seeking provisions, my masculine happily provides for me. Comment that down below. My masculine happily provides for me. My masculine happily provides for me and I welcome it. My masculine happily provides for me and I welcome it with love. My masculine happily provides for me. My divine masculine happily provides for me and I welcome it with love and gratitude. Write that down below. My masculine happily provides for me. My divine masculine happily provides for me and I welcome it with love and gratitude. All right, beautiful. My divine masculine happily provides for me and I welcome it with love and gratitude. All right, now let's see, what are the masculines doing today to provide for us? What's going on in their world today that they are doing to provide for us? Oh. Ten of Wands, Knight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. This is like putting down the burdens of their perceived burdens and taking on new ones with adventure, with excitement, with joy. Yeah, okay, so this is the natural change that's happening and they're just going with it. They're very receptive. They're just going with what they're being guided to do. Page of Cups, Five of Cups, Empress. Oh, okay. This is beautiful. So they know that something's up with their Empress. They know that there's something up with their Divine Feminine and they know that they're able, but they're also willing. They're willing and able. There is going to be communication. There's going to be conversations around this and specifically how it pertains to you. Look at this. They want to take care of that for you. Yeah, because they know that you guys will have a brighter future if they do this now. It's like if they know that if they provide for you in whichever way they're providing, They know that you are going to be able to provide for them later on. Yeah. They know that you will be able to achieve success. So this is what they're being guided to do. So they're taking action towards that today. They're making a decision. They're making an executive decision. They're speaking up, and they're sort of wanting to tell you about this switch, about this change, about them, providing you. Oh, okay. So this offer is them wanting to provide for you in some kind of way. So there may be new arrangements, new agreements when it comes to bills, when it comes to, I want to come to therapy with you, or I want to support you in, let me pay for your gym membership, like whatever it is. I want to get you a new car. I want to get a new car, and I want to give you my car. Something like that. My masculine said that to me the other day. He goes, I think I want to buy a new car. This was a couple of weeks ago, with the ego out doing the X energies, if you're following along then. I want to get a car. Do you want mine? I was like, yeah, like I'll sell mine and give you the money. He goes, no, you just have it. Things like that. And I said no to that because that made me uncomfortable. I was like, there was almost an energy of no, because then I'm going to owe you. And that's something that has been passed on to me from my mother, something that doesn't apply to divine counterpart relationships. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Check out the Divine Masculine DM to DF reading if you're interested. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.